one thing: survival.
Well, the key, obviously, is to be one of the last people to enter inside the cage because it's so hard to make it through. And when you consider 20-minute a gauntlet, let's be honest, the odds that AJ Styles and Abyss are there at the end, slim and none.
You think about the history of Lethal Lockdown, the importance that this match, and you categorized it earlier as the most violent six sides of steel cage match that you've ever seen, most brutal as well. The importance going forward when it comes to TNA and leadership roles, really, that cannot be overstated.
Well, absolutely. I mean, when you become a captain in Lethal Lockdown, it's up to you to pick the rest of your team, and it's up to you to pick the guys that you can trust, that you can believe in. I mean, think about how important it is for Kurt Angle to win this tonight. I mean, think about it. He's already told you who he's going to pick. Scott Steiner, Booker T, Kevin Nash. I mean, you're talking about the strongest faction in TNA, people that will watch each other's backs like nobody else. I mean, it really is important to have that confidence in your team members when it comes to Lethal Lockdown.
And another history lesson, out of the 20 competitors who are vying tonight to become captains, only 2 of those 20 have ever been captains in the past at Lethal Lockdown, and those 2 are Jeff Jarrett and Kurt Angle.
Now, that's an interesting side note, and I'll tell you what, if I was a betting man, I'd probably bet that Jeff Jarrett will probably be the last man out here. I mean, coincidentally, he'll probably get the luck of the draw.
This is all about the luck of the draw, not about a coincidence or any other kind of conspiracy theory that you may have going on between your ears.
Well, I'll tell you, it's one of those situations where here's a guy that cannot keep himself out of this. It's another one of those things where he's got to put himself into this gauntlet. He's got to make sure that he does everything he can to break up the Main Event Mafia when he ought to just let it roll, because the Main Event Mafia, good for business.
And the reason that Jarrett's involved, at the insistence of one man, Kurt Angle.
Ladies and gentlemen, the third participant, Alex Shelley.
One half of the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley, becomes competitor number 3. You see, the clothesline misses, but then he sprays the water right in the eyes of the Monster Abyss.
I mean, one of the key things, especially for these young guys, and Alex Shelley's somebody that's in great physical condition. We know that is, you can't burn yourself out. I mean, Mike, even you'll agree, that's the hardest thing to do. You get so fired up, your emotions get involved. We still got 17 more people to come down there. You've got to find ways to catch a nap if you can and get some rest, if you know what I mean. Find a corner and stay out of everybody's way.
I mean, that's easy for you to say. Pace yourself in a match where you're locked inside the 6 sides of steel cage, where the other competitors are coming at you from every angle, trying to pin you, trying to make you submit to get you out of the match. I think it's easier said than done.
I'll tell you what, Mike, hold on. Let's take another replay of this shot here by AJ Styles. This is going to be hard to keep doing through the course of the night, but nobody does that right for him better. We'll give him that.
Great springboard move by Styles as he takes down the much bigger competitor, the Monster Abyss, and that was just what I was talking about. There's an example for you right there.
It still galls me, though, to see AJ Styles wearing that Legends belt. Again, I know he won it in the matchup, but I get irked when I think about how Jim Cornette tricked Booker T into signing the contract and putting that belt on the line.
So what now? Booker T doesn't read English? Is that your latest beef?
Oh, you saw how he goaded him into signing that thing. The bottom line, what I'm saying is, if I'm AJ, you better hope that somebody gets a hold of Booker before Booker gets in there, because you know where Booker's going after. You know who he's going after. AJ Styles.
Now, the bottom line is that you can change the subject quicker than anybody I've seen when all of a sudden you don't have a defense for it.
Alex Shelley, pretty impressive here in this situation. One of the things that he's going to have to hope for is that Chris Sabin can come in there. You always want to have teammates. Always want to have teammates in a situation like this when you talk about survival. As Jay Lethal coming in, maybe him and AJ will work together, but then again, it's all for one and one for all sometimes in a situation like this.
And at the same time, yes, it's great to have someone who's your partner to back you up, to watch your back. But think of the position that somebody like Alex Shelley's been in, and everything that Shelley and Sabin, the Motor City Machine Guns, have done to Lethal Consequences in the past few months. Not good to have an enemy like Black Machismo Jay Lethal if you're Alex Shelley.
Well, I'll tell you what, I have a feeling you're going to have more than one enemy in this thing before it's over with. But the good news is we're almost a quarter of the way done, and not one member of the Main Event Mafia has been sent into the cage. The longer they can go, the better the odds. And I mean, those odds are going to go up significantly if this thing keeps going like this.
That time I can't disagree with you. It's all about the math. The later that you're in, the better chance you have to survive. Corner shot by Lethal. So look how quickly that Shelley follows up and drilled him with the clothesline. We have to take a commercial break. Cameras are rolling. Don't go anywhere. When we return, more of the Captain's Six Sides of Steel Gauntlet. And we are back on Impact, the continuation of the 20-man Captain's Six Sides of Steel Gauntlet as we determine who the leaders, who the captains will be for the Lethal Lockdown match in Philadelphia. During the commercial break, Chris Sabin was competitor number 5 to enter. That gave the Motor City Machine Guns the early numbers game edge, and now it's wrestler number 6, the Blueprint Matt Morgan. We have yet to have anyone eliminated. Check out this replay of the Guns working together.
Well, this is what's so important about having your partner, your tag team partner in the ring. Look at the Motor City Machine Guns, just using each other to their advantage and taking everybody out. I mean, it really is such an advantage. Now think about this. We've already got 6 competitors now. Of the 14 left, 3 of them we know for sure are Main Event Mafia. You think the Motor City Machine Guns work good together? Just think about when Steiner and Booker T and, of course, the Olympic gold medalists get in there. I mean, it's going to be a free-for-all. I mean, it's going to be a turkey shoot for those guys.
Freshest man in the gauntlet, also the most impactful and most effective, the Blueprint Matt Morgan, throwing Black Machismo Jay Lethal into the side of the steel cage. Now he's got the phenomenal AJ Styles throttle, goes to the chokeslam, great flip over, and there's the Pele by Styles. A dazed and confused Blueprint gets shoved right into the block hole slam by Abyss. Abyss on Morgan, 2, 3, Matt Morgan is out.
Morgan is eliminated.
Let's show you again how this all happened. It was the Pele that set it up, but you can see as AJ flings him into Abyss, that Black Hole Slam, and that's our first elimination here in the gauntlet.
Abyss has Sabin in trouble in the corner. Sabin fights out. Series of elbow shots to the side of the head of the monster. Shelley's got AJ on the far side, but here comes one half of LAX.
And the good news is, again, not a member of the Main Event Mafia, as we're now looking at 7 people have been inside this gauntlet here. And, of course, no surprise, Jeff Jarrett's not been out as well.
Much like we saw with the Blueprint Matt Morgan, the fresh man, Homicide from LAX, taking it to both members of the Motor City Machine Guns. He's on fire while you see bodies laid out all over the 6 sides of steel. Homicide turns his attention to Shelley, and there goes Alex Shelley directly into the cage. He's got Sabin now, and there goes Sabin face first right into the steel.
Mike, I know you don't want to hear it, but think about this. 13 people left. Nobody has 3 members left in this gauntlet that they can work together with. The Main Event Mafia have 3 of the best that's ever been inside of a ring. They're all still going to be available. I mean, you think about everything that's going on and how Jeff Jarrett's tried to take the Main Event Mafia out of this thing. How on earth is Jeff Jarrett going to be able to take Kurt Angle out of this when he's got Scott Steiner, Booker T to back him up?
Well, first you accuse Jeff Jarrett of, through conspiracy, of entering the gauntlet late. Well, if that was the case, why wouldn't Jeff Jarrett have the 3 members of the Main Event Mafia, Angle, Booker, and Steiner, come out 1, 2, 3, and have the toughest path to winning the captain's slot?
Well, that'd be a little too obvious if he was to do that. But the bottom line is Jeff Jarrett's not going to have Mick Foley out there to watch his back. I mean, it's one of them things where he just couldn't keep himself out of this thing. And, you know, you got to wonder what the founder of TNA is thinking. He needs to worry about running this company and not worry about who becomes team captain in Lethal Lockdown.
This may be a situation where, as the founder of TNA, Jeff Jarrett, said earlier, one of the young Lions steps up tonight. One of the young Lions wins this and becomes the captain at Lethal Lockdown.
All I see is a bunch of tired Lions right now. And look at this. Here comes Scott Steiner, and he's going to clean house.
Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner has entered the cage. Steiner line takes down Homicide. There's one for Shelley. There's one for Sabin. He is